up, y'all?
Yeah,
Hey,
hey girl, welcome back, welcome back. You know we started a little, but we here.
girl. Yes.
We here. If you've been waiting for us for Red Lip Talk, so welcome back to Red Lip Talk
That's
podcast.
right.
Yeah. So how was your weekend?
Busy, but yesterday was Mother's Day.
Yes. Happy Mother's Day to all the
Happy
mothers.
Mother's Day to y'all.
Yes.
And my dad took us out to lunch after church.
Okay.
And then, girl, I just went home and took a nap. As much of a nap as I could take, because Saint was like, and I was like, girl.
Yeah, yeah. It's Mother's Day. Can somebody take the children? You know?
Like,
Can
really?
somebody take the children on Mother's Day? That's what
It
I'm
was
saying.
really just like another day. It's just,
Yeah.
another Sunday
Yeah, another Sunday.
with the kids.
Well, mine was good. We went to church, and then after church, we went out to eat. Me, my mom, my sister, Brock, and Bree. We went out to eat at Zydeco's. It was nice. We went there, and the wait for Mother's Day, the
Really?
restaurants.
It was busy.
Well,
Like
we
that?
waited for about like 20 minutes or something.
Oh.
Yeah. Always Mother's Day, the restaurants.
Yeah.
What about y'all wait?
It was pretty packed. We went to Superior Grill on St. Charles. It was packed, and then a man was like, "Well, did y'all have a reservation?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" So,
Yeah.
but they did have a table for us, and I mean,
Okay.
we got our food.
Y'all got in
and
there
we ate.
quick?
Yep.
Y'all waited like 10 minutes or something?
We really didn't wait at all.
Oh, we should have went there. But my sister did say, we was trying to keep it feasible because Bree was treating me. So that's why
that
we went
was
to
nice.
Zydeco. So, but my sister did say if we would have went to somewhere more expensive, we wouldn't have been waiting. She said, y'all done went to somewhere with some more expensive, y'all would have been waiting. So,
I don't know, but okay.
yeah. But today we're gonna celebrate all the mothers. We're excited about Mother's Day and today.
Yes.
And happy belated Mother's
Happy
Day
belated
to
Mother's
you.
Day to you too, girl.
Yeah, we mothers. We
Yes.
mothers.
Mothers.
And I'm excited about, speaking of mothers, like what are your we do our little tea topics. But before we do that, let's tell them how to get in touch with each other. Because I always forget that. But I want them to know that everything, I want our websites and everything to pop. Because they gotta know who Sona Charms is.
That's right. Well,
Okay.
you can reach me at sonascharm.com. That's my website. Also on Instagram at Sonas Charm and Facebook at Sonas Charm LLC.
Yes.
I have lots of things, travel, cosmetics,
Yeah.
hair, everything. So reach out to me.
Yeah, y'all gonna see some big things coming from Sona Charms.
That's right.
Charms Travel.
Charms Travel. That's right. We got a cruise coming up.
Yes.
Ladies
yes,
Night
put it out.
Cruise.
Put it out.
there.
Yeah.
Send y'all money because we booking people now.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So we're going on a cruise in December 11th through the 16th.
Yes.
We're going to Cozumel and Yucatan Progreso.
Yeah.
And I'm excited because I
Me
know we're going to have so much
too.
fun. It's going to be Ladies Night. You usually do the event here at the
Yes.
city, but
Yes.
we decided to take it on the water.
Yeah. 'Cause look, we ain't have it since 2019.
That's right. So we
this
got to
gonna
do
be
big.
epic.
That's right.
Yeah,
It got to be big.
it's gonna be epic. Look, often what they saying, they say often imitated but never
No,
duplicated.
That's right.
That's
That's
right.
right.
That's right, Soda. So we're gonna do it really, really big for the cruise. We invite all y'all women out. We invite all the salons.
That's right.
Yeah, we want y'all to come and be a part of this, like the actual event for the ladies' night where we brainstorming and we're gonna be like, what y'all saw in 2019? That's what y'all gonna see on that
Yeah.
cruise, or even better.
That's right.
Right?
It's gonna be better.
It's gonna be
Absolutely.
epic.
We also donate a percentage of proceeds to the
Yes.
Battered Women's Shelter.
Yes.
So y'all come out and support the ladies. This is a women empowerment event. And
yes.
if you have followed this show, you know that we've met a lot of great people
Yes.
from Ladies Night, and
Yes,
and
Sona.
our circle, has grown from just this event. And
Yes.
so it's really uplifting and empowering. And you need to be there.
Yeah,
So-
and it's gonna be our sixth one. It's gonna be our sixth.
Yeah, 'cause you've
Ladies'
been doing it a
night.
while.
We've been
and
doing
and
it a
just
while.
continue to evolve. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
And I'm believing in God to make this one really epic and this one to blow a mind. That's why I like that Bing Bing. I think it was me, you, and Miss Nikki came up with that cruise. Let's
Oh
do it on the
yeah,
cruise.
let's do it on a
You say,
cruise.
shh, don't be telling nobody else. So we're gonna have ladies' night official. So it's $50 for a deposit, right?
Yes, it's $50 deposit. I am encouraging you to book the insurance.
Yeah.
So of course it will be $50 plus the insurance cost.
Mhm.
In case whatever happens, you
Yeah.
never know. But yeah, $50 deposit. We have interior, ocean view, and balconies, and you can also purchase a suite if you would like to.
Okay.
So yes.
Oh, I think I want a suite.
Yeah,
Nah,
girl, get a suite, girl.
I ain't never had a
You know,
suite
we
on
got
a cruise.
some months to pay on it.
Yeah,
So y'all come on
I
and
think
book
I
y'all
want a
cruise.
suite. Yeah, I want to do it big. Yeah. So you know how you can get in touch with me, Chriselle, Spice Divas. You can go to Spice Divas Beauty Bar, Spice Divas Cree. You can go on Instagram, Spice Divas Cree, Facebook, Spice Divas Cree, and definitely go to SpiceDivasBeautyBar.com, which is my actual website. I don't push it enough, but I should. And we got some amazing stuff in. Like I have some more lip plumpers.
Yes, which I have on right now.
Yes.
I don't even have on any lipstick. I
Yeah.
just have on a lip plumper.
Yes, yeah. And the lip plumper is like a hot seller, y'all. And I want y'all to go on the website. We got all some good things in, and I'm excited about it. And they wind up like used to, like with all the pandemic and everything coming in, it was hard to get certain stuff
Right.
in a certain time, but now it's coming faster,
Now,
right?
with things are turning around, so
Yes.
we got product, y'all.
Yes, yes. So let's talk about all these events that we got coming up.
Yes.
We already did shout out to Tarek them.
That's
With the-
right. They had their grief
Yeah.
awareness this Saturday. I saw the little clippings on Facebook
Yeah.
and Instagram. It looked like it was a very wonderful, fun-filled event.
Yes, it
So I'm
was.
so glad that it was, successful, which we expected it
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah,
We
we
know
knew
what
it
I'm saying,
was gonna
but
be,
it
Sona.
looked like it was pretty awesome. And I wish I could have went, but it was Mother's Day weekend, and we are stylists. So
Yes, yes,
we were
yes.
busy.
Now this the thing, I took off Saturday.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I
Well,
did.
that
I didn't
was
work at all
good.
Saturday
So you
'cause
had you a good weekend.
I had me a good weekend.
That's right, girl.
I was dumping and going to different events, just to support people that love on me. So I
Right.
was just,
Well, that's
so
awesome.
I hit them first. Then after I hit them, I went to Miss Wanda had a party, her birthday.
Oh, okay.
Happy birthday to her. She
Happy
had a
birthday,
birthday.
Miss Wanda.
Yeah, she did all towels and stuff in the salon, and I was like, I went to her, and then I went to Dr. Smith's memorial for her
For
husband.
her husband. That
Yes.
did pop up on my Facebook that
Yeah.
it has been a year
Yes.
since he passed away. But, shout out to you, Dr. Smith, because you have been persevering.
Yeah.
You really, you're still doing everything with your business. You're
Yes.
helping with your grandkids.
Yes.
We often say, when you become a mom, it don't just stop when your kids get grown.
Yeah.
You have to continue. You're in their life constantly, the grandkids' life, and it's a blessing now to even be able to say, you can be a part of your grandkids' life and things like that.
So I guess you're always mothering.
Right.
Always mothering.
Yes.
So and let's talk about this LSBBA, Louisiana State Beauticians and Barbers Association, the 76th convention.
That's right.
That's coming up, and we want y'all to be a vendor. This the thing. We capped out at 25. Out of luck.
Oh, we are capped out, and that is awesome, y'all, because we were really looking forward to bringing back, the
Yes.
vendors in full effect.
Yes.
So we have no more room. We told y'all to get y'all spots early.
Yeah,
So
we're
now,
actually capped out. Like
now just pay your money for the next workshop.
yeah,
That's what you do.
That's what you do.
That's what you do.
But we still want you to come to the actual convention. We definitely want to. We want you to come to the next convention because it's something that is going to be amazing. You can still come as a stylist. I mean, professional tickets are $50. Student tickets are $30, and that's for 2 days of education. And they're gonna have some amazing things there. So I want y'all to definitely come out to that. We have tickets at Spice Divas Beauty Bar. We have $30 tickets. I think I have 2 professional tickets left, but we can get you a ticket if you want a ticket, and they can go on the Eventbrite too.
Right. I still have tickets available. We also have raffle tickets available.
Uh-huh.
So, you're looking to just support us. If you can't make the event, buy a raffle ticket.
Yeah, and the raffle tickets, they say a proceeding of that is going to cancer awareness. And speaking of that, this month is bladder cancer awareness.
Okay.
It is bladder cancer awareness, and we're gonna have a special guest come on today. So y'all gonna actually see and hear her testimony
Mhm.
when we come back. I think we got everything. Did we get
I think
everything?
we got
We got everything.
everything.
No, we wanted to talk about the mothers.
Okay.
Yes, about the TV moms.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
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 So, what's your favorite? Who your favorite TV mom? Uh,
Who is my favorite TV mom?
who's your
Well, of
favorite?
course, everybody. I feel like when you relate to what you wanted your family to be like, especially as an African American, you go back to the Cosbys, right?
Yes.
So I mean, and of course, before I became a stylist, I was supposed to be a lawyer.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be Claire Huxtable. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna be married to Bill Cosby.
Yeah. So anywho, but yeah, I think when I think back to moms, I liked her. I also like the original mother that was on a Fresh Prince.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I think about TV moms, and also what is her name from what's the show? I can't think of the name of it.
What?
It's a Good Time.
Good times.
Flo.
Yeah, Florida Evans.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Florida
So
Evans.
those are my top three right there.
Those your top three
My
right
top
there.
three, yep.
Yeah, you hit two of mine. Of course, is Claire Huxtable. I can recall a story when a guy was dating a guy, and my mom probably, I don't know if she remember this story, and y'all gonna see her when she come on. I have my actual mom here today.
Mm-hmm.
So and the guy came over and he told us, I thought y'all family was gonna be like the Huxtables. No, we from the Night Walk.
That's funny.
So,
'Cause somebody actually
yeah.
did tell me you live in you got a Huxtable's house. Like,
Yeah,
and
really?
I was like, what is that supposed to mean?
Yeah.
Because I have my mom and my dad. Like, really? Okay.
Yeah.
But
He
whatever.
trying to say it's not a broken family.
But I mean, thank
You know.
God. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
families go through things
They go
just like the
through
Huxtables
things.
did.
Yes,
So
yes, yes. So shout out to the TV moms and
That's
her being
right.
an icon, and
Mhm.
and everybody know her as the TV mom, the best TV mom. When I did research to Google, she was the first one to pop up.
Oh, really?
Her
Yeah.
and the mom from
The Brady Bunch. Yeah, everybody knows the Brady Bunch.
Yeah,
They
the Brady
had like
Bunch.
buku kids.
Yeah, so they had to say she was the number one mom.
Yeah, buku kids.
And again, shout out to all these moms. It's hard being a mom.
It
It's hard being a mom, and if like they said in church, if your mom had the oomph to have you, because a lot of people bore kids, and you if you're here, you need to be giving honor to your mom.
That's right.
So
That's right. I hate to go back to this because it's kind of a little
Yeah.
dark. But
go ahead.
I mean, when you give birth, when a woman goes into birth, you partially go into death when you do that.
They said that.
So, you really pretty much sacrifice your whole being to bring a person into the world. So when you think about that, even when you think about making a child with someone, you have to think, or you should think, is this worth me sacrificing my life to that point? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
do you really think like men don't understand as much as what we go through? I know it's kind of controversial, but we about to talk about it. Do you really think like they don't understand? They just think, people just having babies.
I don't think they understand because of their point of view. I
Yeah.
mean, you look at it. At some point, for a woman, reproduction, you got a time limit. It's gonna
Yeah.
cut off.
Yeah.
But for them, it never does.
It does.
They
I
can
know
make
people
babies
make
till
a
they
baby at
die.
60.
I got an uncle. He up in age, and he have him a brand new family. You know what I'm saying?
'cause he got a young girl.
Well, not just because, but he has a new family. He
Wow.
met somebody, had a baby. I mean, if you able to reproduce, you reproducing. So
Yeah.
they can reproduce to
Yeah.
whenever, and they don't have to carry the child.
Yeah.
So life, you say, yeah, I'm expecting a baby. It might be more financial responsibility, more time responsibility,
Yeah.
but you don't have that responsibility of making sure that the baby's here safely, everything goes as planned. A lot of that responsibility falls on the mother then and after.
Yeah. You always
So
say mama's babies,
that
daddy's
is maybe.
maybe.
There you go.
Mama's baby,
That
daddy's
is
maybe.
maybe.
I know for myself at being the age, my mom had me at 15,
Mhm.
and I thank her for she's here today. I thank her for even having me because she could have aborted me.
Mhm.
And then back then they were really cruel to teenagers. If you're having a
Mhm.
teenage pregnancy and they make you go through without an epidural and everything else,
Mm.
yes, yes, she'll tell you the story. But
Wow.
it's it's a blessing. Kids are a blessing. They are. But I don't think men really understand that you have one foot in the grave and one foot out. My mom's mom died at six after she conceived her after 6 months. For
Mm.
a time, we thought it was younger than that. But we found out when she finally got in touch with her brothers and sisters of 20 years because they were all scattered around.
Mhm.
We finally found out that it actually was 6 months. So after having my mom, hypertension, everything else from the pregnancy, she
You
passed.
know,
So yeah,
and I mean, the medical field is making an effort for women of color because oftentimes we're neglected. Pregnancies, we have like the most of fatal pregnancies or labors and deliveries. Even during the care. The time, like, we're not looked after like other women of other ethnicities are. So they're trying to make a turnaround with that. I mean, when I was going through my pregnancy with Saint, everybody was very like, especially it was COVID, so everybody was very like, are you okay, come in if you feel this way. It was very like on it, you know what I'm saying. But you think about that, and those are the things you really take for granted. Like, even going to the doctor, are they giving me the best advice? Are they caring for me the best way possible that I could be cared for? And I mean, it's just a lot of responsibility,
as a mother,
as a
as a
mother.
parent, as a person.
Hmm.
So we want to honor our mothers today. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, you're going to hear about Sona's mom. And we got live in the studio today my mom,
Yes.
Lorena McElwee of Heavenly Hands Transportation. And we're going to give a shout out to Sona's mom. You want to give them a plug on your
Of
mom and your
course.
grandma?
My mother is an educator, so she is finishing up her last days at school
Okay.
and taking care of that business. But shout out to you, mothers, Miss
Yes.
Sonia Still.
Yes. Always
Um,
watching the podcast.
Always watching the
She's
podcast.
always watching, telling us what we should be doing.
Always. My mom is a big fan of all of her kids, but
Yes.
she really like, she's always just been there. And what even, kids who knew me going to school, they're like, your mama was always there. They know my mama more than they probably know me. You know what I'm saying? Because she was always there.
Yes.
My grandmother,
Uh-huh.
Miss Dorothy Ricard. I talked about her before on the show. Being one of the first of 15 kids.
Okay,
That
okay.
went to high school.
Yes, yes.
And then I have a picture of my dad's mother,
Uh-huh.
Leatrice Silv,
Uh-huh.
and she is inspiring. She also had kids very young.
Okay.
But after many decades and becoming the director at Northwestern University Food,
Okay.
she went back and got her GED. And I mean, it was something she wanted for herself, and she went back and did that at a very mature age. And so,
Okay.
we were very proud because it takes guts
Yeah,
to go
kudos to you.
back
Going
and
back
do
to school and get your education.
right,
Yeah.
right. But and I mean, she has raised her children, 4 kids, and I mean, I think about my grandmothers a lot, especially as we go through these things with women's rights and stuff like
Yes.
that, because they were born at a time, not only did a lot of not colored folks have a lot of rights, but women did not have a lot of rights.
Yes.
And so to see them be able to accomplish the things that they were able to accomplish,
GED.
you
Yes.
say, I could do anything
Yes.
with kids, without a man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I can make things happen for me.
You
And
know-
they made those things happen for themselves.
Yes, yes. And when we come back, you're going to hear like a little more of a story about my grandmother and how I wound up being with my grandmother. My mom will tell you, and I thank my mom for it. We heard in church the other day, and I wasn't with my grandmother the whole amount of my life, but I was with her. My mom said, oh, I need you to take my kid right now, and we heard in church that the best thing ever is not just you just had your mom, you have a bonus mom. So you have two moms, and that's a blessing. Because the pastor wife talked about that. Like, you have two moms. You have your grandma and you have your mom. So she said, and that touched me a little bit being in church because it made you understand things. It made you understand it. But when we come back off of this break, we're gonna have none other in the studio, Lorena McElwee of Heavenly Hands Transportation, and you're gonna hear her story. My mom is in the building.
In the building.
Red Lip Talk
Podcast.
Podcast.
Mwah.
Spice Divas. Sona's Charm. Red Lip Talk. Red Lip Talk.
Girl, come sit with us and sip some tea.
Red Lip Talk.
Girl, come sit with us and sip some tea.
Red.
It's your girl, Sona's Charm.
And it's your girl, Spice Divas, the marketing diva.
We want y'all to tune into the premiere of the Red Lip Talk Podcast.
Every Monday at 1 p.m. Central Time, we're going to have new topics, new guests, new businesses.
Tune in to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Red Lip Talk Podcast. Wow.
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Red Lip Talk. Spice Divas. Sona's Charm. Let's go. We're back. We're back. Yes.
Microphone on, y'all.
You should hear me, right?
Hello,
Yeah,
hello.
okay.
It's
Yeah,
me
we're
always
live.
turning my microphone off.
We live. Say testing, man.
Testing.
Testing. All right. Well, welcome back to Red Lips Talk Podcast. We are excited today. We are celebrating mothers.
Yes.
On today. Yes. We before we left for our break, we talked about Sona's beautiful family, her
Yes.
mom.
My mom, my
Yes.
grandmothers,
Yes.
my inspiration to womanhood.
Yes. Inspiration to women.
That's right.
Yes. So on the couch today, we have a very special guest. We have my mom.
That's right.
If y'all can see where I get the beauty from,
Yeah,
you
she's
know,
very
Miss
beautiful.
Lorena McElwee.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Red Lip Talk Podcast, Mom.
Hi.
Don't act like you're shy, Mom.
I'm a little.
Yeah. We call her the Medea of the family, so don't try to act like you're shy, you know?
I'm a little shy.
She a little shy. Well, she has some amazing news. This month is Bladder Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
I'm, as you know, some of you may know, I'm a bladder cancer survivor. I was diagnosed in 2016. As of this day, I am cancer free.
Congratulations. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's right. That
Yes.
is so wonderful. That
Yes.
is great news.
So
Great news.
tell us when you started the journey of when you found out about the diagnosis, and I know we came to this great thing that you're cancer free. But tell them about when you first found out what year it was and how did it affect you.
Well, I had just finished having my yearly checkup, my annuals. Everything went fine. My colonoscopy, everything. Everything was wonderful. And one night I just woke up, used the bathroom, and I seen some blood. I was peeing blood actually. So I'm thinking maybe it was the cherries I ate or something I was drinking because I went out to dinner that night with my husband.
I remember you telling about a snowball.
Yeah, and I
We
had a
thought it was
snowball.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
once before I thought something was wrong, but it was the red syrup of the snowball.
Gotcha.
So I went back to bed. So in the middle of the night, I got up again to use the restroom. Same thing. Toilet full of blood. So I woke my husband up. I said, I think I better go to the hospital. Something's wrong. But I wasn't in any pain or anything like that. So it took about 2 weeks for them to diagnose because I had to see a urologist. And sure enough, when I went for the cystoscope, um, he said he seen a tumor. Still, the doctor wasn't concerned because it had to be tested. They had to do a biopsy on it. But when they did the biopsy, it came back cancer. It was a low grade and an aggressive one. But the good thing and the blessed thing about it had never come out the bladder wall. That is very important. Had it came out that bladder wall, then we would have been looking at something totally different. That means it could have took a mind of its own and went everywhere, as y'all know cancer can do. So I started my journey with immune therapy. Immune therapy. Uh, did that for about a year, but it kept coming back. And immune therapy is this medicine that they shoot it directly in your bladder for once a week, and it's supposed to kill it or stop it. But it wasn't working for me. That was before the chemo. That's before they tried the chemo and the radiation. Um,
And tell them a little bit about the chemo, like with the process when people think chemo, they think like when you have breast cancer,
No.
but it's a different process
Yes,
that she
it
goes
is.
through. When you think
Yes.
about chemo, you think like with the bladder cancer, but it's something different that she actually has to go through.
Does all cancer have like different, like we say chemotherapy, but is
Treatments,
it
yeah.
like is the treatment different?
Yes.
Pertaining to that cancer.
Yes, especially bladder cancer because it's not going through the chemo and the radiation is not going through your whole body. That's if it does not pass the bladder wall. Keep that in mind. Mine was inserted with a catheter. The chemo strictly to the point where the tumor was. That's different. With breast cancer, you have to get a portal, and you have to get it through that your radiation and your chemo. But that's not the case with bladder. The worst case scenario with bladder is, like I said, if it passes the wall, or they have to remove the total bladder, which gives you like
A bag, a colostomy bag. Or
not a
something.
colostomy bag. That's for the colon. There's another word for it. Oh my God. Um, anyway, it's like reconstruct your whole.
You'll like
You have a
system.
catheter from your kidney, and that's how you're gonna urinate. I can't think of
Wow.
the name of it right now.
Wow.
But yeah, it's totally different. But I was blessed. I started my chemo for about 3 years, Chriselle?
Yeah. Yeah.
3 years. March the what we in? No, April the 28th. I was cancer free. They did maintenance chemo. Maintenance chemo is you have chemo. They go in. They say, okay, you're cancer free. You're fine. The doctor said, well, maybe we better give you another round for once a month just to make sure it doesn't come back. So I was in the process of having maintenance chemo.
And wasn't you one of the first people that they did this
Yeah,
method
two
on?
kinds of chemo they did on me.
Yeah, she was one of the first people
First
that they
ones.
did it on.
So was that because they felt like it was more of an aggressive cancer? Like I know they had the low
Yes.
grade one, but they also had the very
I
aggressive
had the
tumor.
aggressive one.
So they gave you the two types of
Chemo.
chemo to
Exactly.
kill it.
Uh-huh.
And when you talk about immune therapy, so when they sit you down and say, well, you have cancer, and these are the ways that we can treat it. Did they give you multiple options in the beginning, or did they just say we're
No.
going to start with this?
No, we're going to start with this. Urologist said, I'm going to start with this. And as you know, when you get a cancer diagnosis, like Michelle, I wanted to answer her question earlier. It knocked me to my feet.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what I wanted to go back to that.
Yeah,
Like, I
it
can
knocked
recall
me
that
down.
day. Kind of bring us back to that day. When you bring it back to that day, I want you to bring us back to your survival mode, because that, I think that has a lot to do with a person's
It does.
survival, their mental,
Your mental.
your
and your
mental
faith.
and your
Right.
faith. So bring us back to that. Tell us about that day when you got diagnosed, and what was your survival mode as far as.
Michelle, you was at the house that day. I had just finished. I was walking like 4 or 5 miles a day. Because I felt healthy. And I got the call. And the doctor said, Lorena, Miss McElwee, said, yeah, he said, well, the test came back, and it is cancer. Michelle was sitting on the bench. I have a bench in front of my house. I just fell to my knees. I couldn't concept the word cancer. Could not. Had stopped smoking maybe 6 years prior to avoid everything. To kind of like make myself healthy, because
Right.
I was like 58 then, maybe
Okay.
58, something like that. And Michelle we got into a circle that day. I'll never forget, and we prayed because I was devastated.
Yeah. That's shocking.
I'm
news.
not going to say that it took me. My survival mode didn't kick into later. At that point, all I heard was cancer. So we prayed that day, and it was process. It really was.
Yeah, it was some long nights. I remember
Oh,
night
yeah.
calls of my mom being very upset and crying, like, I don't want to leave here right now. And I understand that I wouldn't understand it because it didn't happen to me. But being, hearing you and going through what you went through, and did you go through a stage of, we talk about grief,
I was just about to go
about
there.
anger.
The
Did
grief.
you go through a stage of?
I went through a stage of anger and depression. Because I was angry because I didn't want to leave my who's going to take care of my family? God, why are you doing this?
Right.
I was angry. And the depression kicked in where I just didn't know how do I fight this? Because I'm a fighter. How can I fix this? I need to fix this.
Right.
And that's where the depression came in. I just had to regroup. I really had to my mind had to regroup.
What
and
What
fight.
did you do to get you through it? Like, you
Church,
say, what's
God.
next?
God.
Mhm.
Anything, people can tell you, okay, it's going to be okay, we're going to pray. But you really have to form your relationship with God. You got to feel like you're worthy of being healed.
Yeah.
And we all are not perfect. And sometimes, especially with the life that I've come from,
Yeah.
I felt like I was not worthy to ask him to heal me.
Wow.
But once you understand that you are loved from God, no
Yeah.
matter what you do,
Yeah.
that's when it kicks in.
Yeah, that's when
And
it kicks
that's when you can pray for yourself and ask God. And that's what I did one night.
Yeah.
Actually, I got in my car, put my hands. Let me say this. I remember Chriselle took me somewhere and said, Mama, this pastor she want to pray for you. I said, no. I don't want anybody putting hands on me. I'm
You
going
let
to put
me
hands
do.
on I'm not talking. I'm talking about like a pastor.
She was
I
like,
say no.
No, I don't want to
I
touch me.
understand that.
Because
I don't want
everybody's
touching me.
not.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know what their relationship
know.
is.
I don't know what
can't.
you're
I
putting
I
on me.
come from a belief we don't pray on people like that. Anyways, but
Exactly.
I mean, even when I hear people, I'm like,
No.
I gotta make sure my relationship with God is good when I praise. I don't want you
Yes,
touching on me.
exactly.
I don't know what kind of energy you giving to me.
Exactly.
Because
And
we
you're
all
right.
did
You're
last
right.
night.
we all
You're
going
right.
through stuff. You know what I'm saying? Don't transfer nobody else.
All that stuff on me, I have enough. Exactly. So that's what I did. So to answer
Yeah.
your question, I just took it to the Lord, got in my car myself, and talked to God. Put my hands on my own stomach, my own bladder,
Yeah.
and talked to Him. And I prayed, and I had to go through the journey.
Yeah.
Now I'm not going to tell you that every time I go for a scope, I'm not afraid
Right.
Yes.
because you are going to be afraid.
Right.
That doesn't mean that you don't have faith. It is a human instinct. That's all it is.
And it's something that you said. I remember when you went through that process, and you was like, "Cause I gotta see my boy Brock walk across the stage. I gotta see our kids walk across the stage, which is her grandkids. And you're gonna actually see Brock on Wednesday, the 17th, as an eighth
yeah.
grader. But she was like, yeah, but she was like, I want to see him. That just hit me just now.
Right.
But I want you to tell him also, Mom, about how did you push away from your family, or did you pull your family together? Like, I mean, like, did you need your family throughout the process? I know your husband was a big help throughout
Yes,
this
he
process.
was.
He was always there. We didn't really have to, like, her chemo appointments. Mr. Steve was. I got to give him
When you
a
have
shout out
a
for that.
spouse that's there that really supports you
Oh,
and
yeah.
loves you, I mean, I'm sure he was fearful as well.
Oh,
And
yes.
it probably brought you two closer together because you realized,
It
man,
did.
this man really loved me like he
Yes.
loves me. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So I mean, that's
Absolutely
a
right.
blessing as well to be able to have that kind of support. Somebody you can depend on to be
That's
there for
right.
you.
That's
Mhm.
right. And a
Tell him
lot
how
of
long y'all been married. You and
21
Miss C.
years.
21
Oh, wow,
years.
that's
Yeah.
a blessing.
She,
Congratulations.
and guess what? Tell her when you married. You hadn't been married. Tell her when y'all finally got married. How old were you? Tell Sona.
42 years old.
Oh wow.
And was
So
never
I'm pretty old.
married.
And was
Yeah.
never married.
Yeah, and she got somebody 11 years younger than her, Sona.
But that was the one. That was the one.
Maybe that's what I need to go dip in the younger
Yeah.
pool. No, they're gonna be too young right now.
No,
I
yeah,
can't go that young right now.
That's a different problem. I was lucky. I caught the last.
The last of the good ones.
The last of the good ones.
I love it.
But he's a good man. I mean, he gets mad when they want to take me to the chemo and he can't take me. No, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
So I was blessed with that.
Yeah.
So I had a good support system, even with my kids and my husband and my grandkids.
Yeah.
But it's going to be an ongoing journey. I've accepted it, and I'm gonna move forward. But I'm also live. So you cannot stop living, or you cannot worry about anything besides you. And
I see
right.
you with all your pictures at the balls and stuff,
Oh,
looking
yeah.
beautiful
She gone.
all
She
the
gone.
time. I'm like,
gone.
this lady going through cancer because she having the best life. I mean, made up. I mean, dressed, fitting good. Like, look at me. I'm like, yes, girl,
And look,
get it.
it's funny that you say that, Sonia. Look what Chriselle, when we got the news a couple of weeks ago that there was no more tumors, they didn't see anything. And Chriselle and her brother and them said, well, you know what? We weren't worried because you never looked sick.
Yeah.
You never looked like you had, that it had taken over you.
Yeah.
So I've been blessed. Like I said, I come from a very, very hard life. But I bless God. I thank God that I am still standing. My children are wonderful for what I used to be. And sometimes I don't give myself enough credit, and they remind me. Because I could be a handful. It's a lot of people
Madea
cannot take
times
me.
three.
Believe me.
She Madea
You
times
know.
3. But I admire my mom for her strength. I admire her for a lot of people don't know her story, and you have to know people's story to know where they come from. And that's what I had to do. I had to realize her story as to where she came from and how she's conquered. But there's a saying that God don't give you no more than you can bear, and He will equip you. We talked about that on last show. When people say, when she said she had a hard life, kind of tell them, you don't got to go into your details, but tell them a little bit about what you survived.
I survived. I post something on my Facebook about never having a mother. That's something a lot of people cannot survive. A lot of people say, well, my mother died when I was 3 months old. I put her picture up there and I put my baby picture. And I remember a lot of family and friends say, well, how can you miss your mom? How can you just talk about someone you never knew? But this is the thing. When you have a child, a mother-child bond is never broken. Not even through death. And that's what I held on to. No stepmom could replace that. And that's what I held on to. She was my guardian angel through death. You know, now. And I encourage anyone because it was yesterday was Mother's Day. If you do have a mother, you are
That's
blessed.
right. That's
You
right.
are blessed because mom gonna be there whatever, whenever.
And she
No
ain't.
I don't
matter,
care
no
what
matter
you
No
what.
do.
matter what, she
Yeah,
might
no
be
matter what
mad
y'all
at
go
you,
through.
but guess
Yeah,
what? She gonna be mad and help you through whatever it is
And
you're
call
going
her.
through,
yeah.
and get you to where you need to go.
That's
You know,
right. That's
and
right.
that's a blessing
That
of
is a
having a
blessing.
mother. You know,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
knowing that somebody's gonna always be there. I do have people that talk about, oh, my mama, she wasn't there, she wasn't there. But like you said, Chriselle, you don't know what she came from,
Yeah.
how she got to be at
Yeah.
this level.
Or how she got to be broken.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
is her story?
What is her
and
story?
you know we do that with people, with strangers. We get to know them and figure out, okay, what's your background, why are you this way, why are you that way. But we
do it
don't
with your
take
own
the time
family.
to do it with our own family.
Yeah.
And I mean, those
Yeah.
are the people that's the most important.
Yeah.
And,
I
and
can
we should do
remember.
that.
I can remember my mom. I remember, like, I bring up my grandmother a lot as well. My grandma Betty Haynes. We thought we'd have a picture of her, but I know I have one, but we just didn't
I
put it
have
up.
one. I forgot to
But
bring it.
my mom loved me enough because she said she was having a hard life. As far as her life. She didn't have no mom. Her grandmother
15.
raised her, but it was some things that she went through in her life as far as with her family and stuff. And because I can remember sometimes when I got a certain age and I would go around her dad's family and they'll be like, you gonna be like your mom and all that kind of stuff. And I don't care if they on there looking at it. I'm just saying, like, so it's the facts. They used to say that about my mom. So for her to love me enough to say, I'm gonna let your grandmother take you right now for this moment until I get myself all together, then you could come back to me, or whatever. That's like having a bonus mom, and I thank her for that, for having a love for me to say, even just to have me at 15. At 15.
By myself.
That's Brock
I
age.
can remember-
That's set age.
If some of the older viewers out there was charity, and they treated young black women so bad,
Yeah.
especially when you were pregnant that young.
Yeah.
You were just unfit. And I can remember laying on that hospital bed in the hallway, and I felt her coming,
Lord have mercy.
and I said, she's coming, and they just slid it around like it wasn't nothing. It was and I was by myself. I didn't have the baby daddy like y'all said. Well, there was no mother. My grandmother and them was not coming up there. I was by myself. But there's a saying: God give His strongest soldiers the worstest things to go bear, and we're gonna stand and we're gonna come apart. He gives it to the strongest ones.
That's for you, son.
Yeah.
That's for you, son.
Yeah.
And guess what? I am, because of everything I went through, I am the woman that I am today.
Yes,
Am
Lord.
I perfect? No,
Yes,
by
Lord.
no means.
Yes, Lord.
I opened up a business at 60 years old going through chemo.
Mm.
That's how strong I am.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Because God say, you can do it. You're going to be here. It is not your time. And I stood on that.
That's right.
I stood
Mind
on
over
that.
matter.
Mind
That's
over
right.
matter.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
I can I mean, my mom she was a young mother as well, but then my dad was in the military, so they got married, but she moved to Kentucky, so I was born in Kentucky.
Okay.
So when she went into the hospital, I mean, she was at a hospital, a military hospital, which they take care of them. But I mean, a lot of things you saying, just being young, and she was there alone in a way, because I mean, men didn't really come to the delivery room,
Right, like they
that,
do now.
like they do now. So she
Like-
was in there alone, and it was a long labor. They talk about it all the time, like, oh, you was gonna come this day, then you didn't come. You was gonna come that day, then you
So
didn't
you're the
come.
oldest too, Sona.
I'm the oldest.
Okay,
I'm
all
the
right.
oldest. So it's her first time, and she talks about how scary it was for her being
it's scary.
17,
Oh, yeah.
pregnant. I mean, she did get through high school, but how the struggle, her just getting through high school, being pregnant, because she was very sick. And then you moved somewhere else, away from your mom, everybody, and
Yeah.
you have the baby there. And so she kind of grew up all of a sudden. Became a wife, a mother, out the house, like all within a few months. And so, we talk about how, you like, I just want to be a mother. Like you said, you wanted to have your daughter. You did made the best choices that you felt like you made for her. And it's like her saying that, I made the best choices I felt like I could make. I mean, I was 17. You know what I'm saying? And you have to think about, oh my gosh, when I was 17, what was I thinking about?
Yeah.
It was not being nobody's mom.
Okay, well, look about 15.
Right. Even so, it's like, no, like you still really a kid,
You're
want to
still a kid.
do things. And so it's just like to hear, when I hear stories like that, and I'm saying, I'm blessed that that wasn't my struggles, but then I look at women like you and I'm like, wow, you made it through that.
And that's
Made
the
it
thing,
through.
like
Made it
like
through.
I was saying, like my mom, gave me to my grandmother for a while, and I don't, when I relate to stuff, and I say, oh, like sometimes I say about abandonment issues. It's the abandonment issues I felt for my father, because my mom was always there. She made sure I had the nicest things. She made sure my grandma called, she was coming. You know what I mean? Like, here, somebody gonna get it for her. You know what I mean? So, and that's throughout our life. Me, all my kids. I mean, my brother and my sister, we never wanted for nothing. She made sure, I can remember that, like, they used to think we was rich. You know what I
have
mean?
nothing.
They used to think we was rich. Everybody, all my friends, they used to come to our house and eat our food, and they
I
thought
just
we was
got plenty
rich.
foods now.
Yeah,
But you had it to share.
no, but honestly, mama, you was a mama to everybody. Like you were saying about your mom, because I can remember us being in the night war on Bartholomew or whatever. We ain't gonna talk about the bad things. We gonna talk about the good things. I can remember us being on Bartholomew, and I'm gonna talk about a story right now. I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna say that later. I'm gonna say it later. But I can remember us being on Bartholomew, and actually everybody would come there to our house and eat and want to hang out on our porch. My mama make them clean up. She would act like Madea on them, and they still
Would
wanted to
come.
come by my house.
My mom said that's how her house was. My grandmother, everybody came there. She didn't raise so many other people kids. They didn't pass through there. Even like her husband when she got married. I mean, he had his family. Even them, like my mama grew up with her cousins and them being around. And my mama said she'll have all them. We be sleeping on the floor, and they'll be all up in the beds, all comfortable. And you're like, wow, all these people always here. You know what I'm saying? So it's always
And
we up.
and the most I kept was a 2-bedroom house.
Right, and all those people used to
Two-bedroom.
come out of my house.
Girl had a shotgun.
And
Oh,
we
it
had
was a shotgun.
Yeah, and we had two bunk beds in the back of the room.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to come out and eat.
Everybody.
We going by Cree them and eat. I'm like, dang.
Or
we
either
the
like
shotgun.
when I made groceries, back in the day when
knew
the
about
neighborhood
the
knew
stuff.
when people made groceries, when their
Yeah.
stamps was coming.
Yeah.
And they used to say, oh, Miss Lorena made groceries. They'll see that car pull up in the back with all
they
the
come in
groceries.
by my house.
They
They
want
come
some.
by. Toya used to come. My friend, my friend Gina used to come. All of them used to come by. Greg, the one I actually married, he used to
My
come over there
mama
and eat all
married
our food.
my grandma raised my daddy too. He was living there too. A child growing up there, coming back and forth, like, playing with my mom. She's the baby. She have 2 older brothers, so playing with them and stuff. So she been knowing him since he was a boy. So yeah.
It was funny. But I had a funny story, Ma. You got to think about a funny story that you had about me. But back to your business, Heavenly Hands. We are so proud. Did you hear her say she opened up a business at 60?
Right.
And that's not
did.
easy to do.
It's not.
And she always make this little statement about the man Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah.
When
He got rich at 75.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, he lost all his money in Las Vegas, I think it was.
Okay.
And he didn't have any more money. He told him, well, look, I can't pay you off. Can I start frying some chicken in this particular restaurant? Wherever he was, in this hotel or wherever he was. And that's how he got famous.
Is
Oh,
that what the
wow.
saying, Trump? When you can't pay your bill, you go work in the
Yeah,
kitchen.
yeah,
From
yeah.
Kentucky
At
Fried Chicken.
75.
At 75 years
became
old.
75.
Wow.
That's what that lets you know if what God got for you.
It's for you.
It's for
at,
you.
at any moment of your life.
All right. So tell them how they can get in touch with you at Heavenly Hands Transportation.
Tell us a little bit about Heavenly
Yeah,
Hands
tell us about
Transportation.
that.
Tell us about that.
Well, we are a non-medical transportation service. We are Medicaid and Medicare approved. We get our referrals from uh, Humana, Healthy Blue, Athena, all the insurance companies. We're like the third party. You're going to go through a broker, which is Metatran, if anybody's familiar with them, VO, there's Southeastern, I think there's a Modificare, those type of companies. They hire the providers, what they call us, to do the transporting. I also do private as well. I only do. I don't. I'm not. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't only do insurances. I do private patients as well.
Like
People
private pay or private insurance?
private pay.
Okay, private pay.
We transport to weddings, funerals, medical appointments, airport, wherever you need to go. We do it privately. We've been open for 2 years, and it's going pretty good. And that's basically just what we do. We just transport. We cater more to wheelchairs. It is very hard for wheelchair clients to get around, or it's very it's not safe. Meaning, if you had a relative in a wheelchair, you know how to transport them in a car. You got to pick them up, pick them out the wheelchair, pick them up out the wheelchair, put them in the car, then fold the. That's
Yeah.
just too much.
Yeah.
With the wheelchair vans, you can just roll them, lift them, and put them in. It helps the patient. They won't be hurting. You won't hit their leg, their head, or anything like that. So we really cater to wheelchair patients.
I was trying to find your actual flyer. On
I
I
had
thought
a
they were supposed
card.
to be emailed us, but we will do it next time. We'll definitely have your information on the podcast so people can actually see it, and see the Heavenly Hands and see your logo and everything like that. We'll make sure we have it for next
Let me give you my card.
podcast. Yeah, yeah, no, but we actually have your digital.
Oh, you
it was
have my
emailed.
digital?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
emailed to us. Daryl did email us, but I'll make sure we have it next time for the thing so we can see it. So we can see it.
Okay,
Because usually
okay.
they like to put stuff up, so people can see how to contact you and everything. But
Yeah,
go
let
ahead.
them know how to contact, you.
Yeah.
It's we're at 2439 Manhattan Boulevard, Suite 102-5. The number is 504-264-7740. Or you can call me directly at 504-617-5199. And just I ask that you give me like maybe a 24-hour notice for my private uh, clients.
So you have how many vans and stuff you have? You have
Right
two
now
vans?
we have two,
Okay.
but we're very, very
Y'all Monday through Saturday.
yeah, we're Monday
Yeah.
through Saturday.
Yeah, they don't play. They ain't closed
And on Sunday
Saturday.
too.
Oh, I do.
Sunday for private pay clients.
Okay.
That's where the weddings, some funerals, airport, those type of things.
Okay.
We
All right.
do those as well.
Yeah, well, congratulations. 2
Oh,
years
thank
going
you.
into the 2 year mark. What what month made you 2 years?
April the 21st. April.
Okay,
April.
yeah. So the month of April.
Yeah.
April
All
made-
right.
April
Remember
made
when
the
she
2
started
years.
that business, so that's good to see that you're growing and everything is going good.
Yeah.
And I did it. You wouldn't believe. I didn't know anything about it. Got the office, got the licenses and the permits, and every day I sit in front of that computer and learned about a non-medical transportation business, and I
Yes.
got piece by piece. That was another therapy for me now.
Right.
Remember, I'm going through chemo, and they always say an idle mind is a devil workshop.
Okay.
So when you sit there and you give up and you say, "Woe is me," it will take you down.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just kept moving.
You kept
Yeah.
staying focused on things.
Kept moving
What
forward.
made you decide to go into transportation?
Because opportunity came. I always did private patients as well. I always worked with the mentally disabled and private sick.
That's how I
sick
got into the
patients.
field.
Like
Yeah.
a person that sits with them or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Service.
I used to work for Volunteers of America.
Okay.
With mentally disabled. That's how Michelle got into the field. And after I retired and stuff, I started doing private patients
Okay.
at home.
Okay.
And patient of mine, husband, took so very well care of her. He had that one van. He said, "Well, look, My wife is declining. Shout out to Mr. Eddie Devlin.
Yeah, Mr. Eddie, woo, woo.
Thank you. He said, "Well, look, I have this van. It's not doing anything. What you think we could do with it?" He said, "I'm thinking about I think you could do a transportation business. You think you can handle it?" And I said, "Give me a minute. Give me a couple of months." And like I said, that's when I started just researching and researching. That's how I had that one van, and I got it approved. So I got me another van maybe 6 months later.
That's why I get that entrepreneurial spirit.
I was
I'm about to get another
Yeah.
one too.
You can see the generation. You
Yes,
know what I'm saying?
and the
From one
entrepreneur.
to one. And I mean people think, oh, all of a sudden people want to be entrepreneurs, but no, it's because you see it.
Yeah.
And when you see that, that's what you're gonna become. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You're gonna
Yeah.
have that in you to do and persevere towards being your own boss.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
yes.
But actually, I got it from my kids, her and her
Oh.
brother.
and
I
that,
got that motivation from her and her brother.
it goes vice versa too.
Yeah,
It goes
they
vice
always told me I
versa.
could do it because they do it, and I was so proud of them. Her with, being in business, for how long?
16 years.
She walked away from
Yeah.
a $60,000, $50,000 a year job. I thought she was crazy, but she did it. My son,
Don't wanna work for
entrepreneur,
nobody.
Don't want to work for nobody.
Oh, takeaways after that. Go ahead.
Yeah. So so they gave me the motivation. My kids did.
That's awesome.
But before we get to our takeaways, we got this thing what we do is like a takeaway moment. So in the takeaways, what we do, Mom, is we say something that we want to call it Spice Divas takeaway moments, and we say something that we want to leave with the person, like if somebody in the back of the camera and they looking and say this is. You want to say something to encourage them. But before we get to that, I just want to tell y'all a funny story right quick. I'm going to make it real quick about my mom that I can remember in my head. I can remember a time where, it's a bonus having a younger mom. Her having me at 15, right? So it's a bonus having a younger mom. Like all the guys, my friends, they wanted her, right? She used to have a blonde hair like salt and pepper. At one side, this side shaved and all that stuff. She was about a size 8.
You had to put that out there, girl.
About a size 8.
Right, you're telling all your business.
No, but look, I will tell you, I'm saying this for a reason. Okay, so I can remember a girl that I was real cool with, right? And the girl, they got me a job at Walgreens or whatever. The lady did the paperwork so I could get the job at Walgreens. But this girl was, I don't know, this lady was kind of like, she was kind of crazy or whatever. She was the girl's friend, all right? This a girl we went to school with. Me and the girl young lady was the same age. I could remember this woman clicking on her mom and going off on her mom, went around their house, and her mom was older. So this woman thought she was going to come around my house because she was beefing with me and the girl. She was an older woman, like, way older than us. At the time, we was about 17. At this time, the lady was probably about, I don't know, she had to be like maybe in her 20s or something, or 30s. Almost about in her 30s. She didn't know my mom was going to be her age. This lady came around our house. My mom was on the phone with her, like telling like, you could come around here if you want, whatever. She came around our house. She didn't know that the beast was coming out that day. I'll never forget. My mama came outside with her. She came outside. I ain't gonna tell her when she came outside. No, the people gotta know. This the tea, mama. This the tea. She came outside with a machete. You heard me? Who? That lady like, oh Lord. But first of all, she see my young mom. She thinking I'm gonna have an older mom. You gonna come around here
And
playing?
Play with my mama.
Oh, she came outside. I said, oh Lord Jesus. No, she came out there to play with my child.
Yeah, she was coming to get me.
I can understand that.
Yeah. So
I get
That
again,
bell came
that
out.
bell, that mama bell. That mama bear came out. But that's where I get my gangster from, y'all. That's where I get my gangster. I got a little gangster in me.
I ain't gonna lie. My mama is a lot more gangster than me, but she keep
You
it.
let somebody mess with that baby, you'll see your baby.
Yes, indeed.
You'll see what bag gonna come out. Who gangster gonna come out.
Yes, indeed.
That is
She
the
don't
mother
play.
instinct.
She
Yes.
don't play. She don't play. She don't play. She don't play. I'm gonna tell you, she don't play. I
it
mean,
just
like I
comes
told you,
out.
my mama was always at school, and it wasn't us for nothing bad, but she
Yeah.
was always there.
Yes.
So when everything went down, my mama was always on, and she going to the school board. Everybody knew who she was. Don't play with my children. They getting what they earn, or I'm taking it. That's her, y'all.
Yeah, but see what I'm saying? Don't play with me. Y'all gonna know me at this school board
Yeah, yes.
because y'all ain't gonna play with my kids,
Yes, and
right?
they did not. My mom had to go down there.
And if we had more mothers like that today,
Ooh,
Our
then
kids
we
would
wouldn't
be
have all
different.
this stuff
Yes,
Yeah.
they
going
would
on
be
that we
different.
have
Yeah, we
in this
do.
city.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
y'all thought we were crazy. You
Yeah.
thought this, but look at y'all now, and
We
look at
see
the
it
young
now.
people today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at
We see
this,
it now.
y'all. It's really,
It's a difference,
Really
you
is a
know.
difference,
It's a
yeah.
difference, but
It really
I'm
is.
thankful. Mom said, "Oh, you talk about best." I'm like, you know, it's inspirational because it lets people know where we come from,
Yeah.
how we get to where we are
Yeah.
to inspire them.
Yeah, and you don't
You
want
know
to.
what
You
I'm
know how
saying?
we always talk about being on RedLip Talk about being transparent. We're not gonna sit up here. Yes, we are both educated. Yes, we are both successful in life, and we gonna be more successful in life.
Mm-hmm.
But we gonna at the end of the day tell y'all where we come from.
What's the
Keep
truth?
it real, where we come from, and what's the truth. That's what makes good TV. That's what makes good podcasts. Because you have some people being so fake, like we talked about fake book.
Facebook.
Right. So like we talked about fake book. People see you post a lot. They really don't know who you are or where you come from. Me and you had that conversation. The Saturday before Mother's Day, me and my mom was on the phone, 2, 3 in the morning, man? I'm like, what is you doing up? And me and her was on the phone talking about it. The thing is, people think they don't let the bougie fool you. They see you a certain way, and they don't know you have some gangster because you come from Miss Hill. They don't know I got some
They don't
gangster
know.
because I come from Miss Lorena McElwee, So don't let it fool you. That you gotta have that balance. It's a chameleon. You gotta have that balance. You could be with a bougie crowd, and you could be with a not so bougie crowd, and fit in, right?
yeah, and that's a how I say that,
A trait.
That's a hell of a woman.
Yeah.
Everybody can't be a chameleon.
I told y'all, my baby, Saint.
Everybody don't have that
My
knack.
mama said Saint, she know how to get her when she get around people. She figure out how I'm gonna be able to function in this group. And I'm like, I learned from her. Like you said, you learn from your kid. I learned from my daughter. My daughter nobody play with her. The lady at the daycare said she in a class with boys. She said these boys don't fool with her. These boys don't fool. Saint run these boys. They be pushing her around on the bike and everything. She said,
I'm the
like
queen.
Tabitha
she said
when
the
Tabitha
boys
was
the boys
little.
stopped pushing on the bike. She turned around to the boy, go. I said, oh my God. I don't read her
That's
like
a good
that.
thing.
She
But,
teaching you.
know,
She teaching you.
she's like, that's her own personality. So
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? That works for you. And
Yeah.
so I'm not going to dim that light because
That's
that
right.
works for you.
That
You know
works
what I'm
for her.
saying?
That's
So,
right.
we learn from our kids too.
That's right. That's right.
And that's a good thing.
Yes.
That's
So,
right.
so anything else you want to say? We're gonna wrap it up. We've been on here. We're gonna do our takeaway moments. I told you about the takeaway moments. Is anything you want to tell the people about me that they don't know? Don't do too much. Oh, did you say I heard T say You know what I mean? No,
Well, she said it. You said it a few minutes ago. Don't let the bougie fool you.
Yeah.
She is my daughter.
Yeah.
That's all you need to say.
That's all I need to say.
That's
And
right.
those who know me out there, they know. That's all I need to say. But I'm very proud of you. I'm proud of all my kids. We, even Michelle say something about, yeah, they did get what they wanted. I did take care of them. They didn't know a lot of times that we were having hard times. They just see me get up and keep moving and keep moving and keep moving. So we always want our children to be better than us, especially where I come from and what I had to go through and what I endured. And they've done me well. Every last one of them. Every last one of them. I was that 15-year-old mother, but look at them. Even with my grandchildren, the generations that I have spit out. That's why I say my mother lives on through my children and through my children's children. That strength, even though I didn't know her, I had to get it from somewhere. And I'm assuming it came from her with the help of God's grace.
Because they get smarter and smarter, even with Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus is like mini genius. We
Yeah.
had to hook him up with Saint. We gonna do that not like that other people do. They
Saint
2 years
like being
old.
my boy up. Saint, she
No,
like
she, I'm
being my
gonna tell you.
boy up.
Now she bossy, but she is very ladylike. My mama said the other day, she said, you would think you would have a deep voice, but she got this little prissy, high pitched voice. And she have those eyes, and she just bat those eyes, and then you're just like, oh, you're so cute. You know what I'm saying?
And then that chameleon come out.
Yeah. So is that your take? What's your takeaway? Let's do our takeaways, y'all. Because people are like, we've been on here.
I'm gonna wait for y'all. I'm gonna do mine last.
Oh, let
I
her
can
do
see
us
how
last
it
then.
She
Okay.
the queen bee today.
Yeah, she the queen bee. I'll let you go last. Usually I'm last, but we'll let you go last. All right.
So we're gonna focus on mothers today. I mean, like, appreciate your mother. If she's here, it took a lot for her to become a mother. If you are a mother, you understand. And the
right.
sacrifices never stop. We continue to make sacrifices for our kids. If you have your mother, love on your mother, appreciate your mother, not just on Mother's Day, but every day. That's what makes the difference. I mean, if
Yes.
you just waiting for one day to show love to your mother, you one day you late. So
That's
every
right.
day you want to appreciate your mother, honor your mother, love on your mother, and if you are a mother, it doesn't stop with your children, because they see the things that you do, and they are inspired by what you do. So you go and follow your wildest dreams. I mean, I didn't mention this, but my mom went back to college at 40 years old after having 6 kids, and then
Wow.
I had sex. So
That's
she
a
was still
real
managing, right?
Wow, Miss
All of her
Cook.
kids,
Miss
a grandchild, and her husband.
Yes, yes.
So
proud
I mean,
of you.
it doesn't stop. You can have whatever it is in life that you want if you believe, if you have faith, if you have courage, because it does takes courage if you didn't been knocked down by love, by heartache, financial issues. It takes
Yes.
courage to get up and fight for the things that you want, especially as
Yes.
a woman. But don't give up, because if you want it, you can get it. And you have lots of support out there. Reach out to Sona's Charm, Spice Divas Kree.
Yes,
We here for you,
Yes.
to help you get to where you're trying to go.
Yes.
And you're going to win.
You're gonna win. I love that takeaway. That was beautiful.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
For me, as you were talking, I kept getting child's baby, mother's baby, daddy's maybe. With mothers, you have to accept. For me, I had to learn and know where my mom came from in order to appreciate our relationship for what it is. And I when I did that, I understood my mom. I understood where we come from. I understand the blessing I had as having a mother of strength. That's where I get my strength from. And I wouldn't change it for the world. We get into our things, but you have to accept, you have to learn to love your mother, the mother God gave you. And you can't compare your relationship to no one else's relationship, or the way me and my mom relationship is. It's not gonna be like Tabitha in her relationship is. It's not gonna be like Daryl in her relationship is. Our love is our love on how we love one another. And my takeaway today is nobody can replace your mother. I know you see a lot of women gravitate to me, older women. I think that's because my nature. You know what I mean? Not just older, younger too. On anything. I think people. Period. But no one could never replace your mother, because you gave me life. My grandmother couldn't even replace you. And I thank you for even loving me enough to give me to my grandmother for a season. For a season. I thank you for that. And I thank you for bearing and choosing life for me. Because I couldn't be here today. And like you were saying, I was coming out. So that means I was coming out of you. That was a jeopardy of you losing your life. So you put your life online for me. So I thank you for you, and you constantly do it, not just for me, but for your kids, for your grandkids. People sometimes don't understand you, right?
Right.
But your strength speak volumes. God is using your story, and He's gonna continue to use your story. And I know it blessed somebody on today. I know it encouraged somebody on today. And if you're looking out there, any mothers, I tell you, keep going. Young mothers, mothers that have a bunch of children and figuring out how I'm gonna provide for these kids. If you have absent fathers in your kids' life, I want to encourage you on today to keep going, keep pressing, keep moving forward. And guess what? Consistency wins. When it feel like you about to give up, when it feel like you may be about to get eviction, when it feel like you're about to lose your car, when it feel like you don't have food for your kids to eat, oh, there's a God that will make a way. He will make a way out of no way. You lean and depend on Him. You don't even have to lean and depend on man. If you lean and depend on God, He will make a way. And that's my takeaway today. Lean and depend on God. Mothers, I just lift y'all up today, because it's not an easy task. It's not an easy a thing to do being a mother. So we celebrate you on today. If you didn't hear Happy Mother's Day, if you didn't hear you doing a good job, we gonna tell you doing a good job. Right. And we love you. We encourage you. If you need anything for us, like Sona said, tap into Sona's Charm, tap into Spice Divas, tap into Red Lip Talk Podcast, and definitely come with us on that cruise.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
Women
right.
empowerment. That's where we going.
That's what we doing.
All right, ma. There go your takeaway. Here's your time. We let the queen go last.
For mothers, for the mothers.
For the mother.
I just want to say that for the mothers, speaking of, from me, from a young mother, from 15 years old, from not never having a mother. Um, and one thing that I didn't say earlier, that even my mother left not only me, she left three other kids behind. We were all steps. I didn't meet my brothers and sisters till we were in our 40s.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
We were all in. They were all in, different foster homes.
Yeah.
And I just lost my sister. She died in March.
Rest in peace, Auntie Debbie.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was my first Mother's Day without her. But I say that to say this: everybody has a story. Now you can let it. It can make you. Everybody has some type of trauma in their life. Everything you see that shine gold is not gold. You can either let it break you, or it can make you. Mine's, thank God, made me. I got knocked down many of times, but I picked myself back up with the grace of God and with the grace of good people that I met along the way to tell me, hey, look, you are somebody. You can do this. It doesn't matter what you hear in life. It's up to you to set your destiny. Nobody can set your destiny but you and God. I don't want to leave God out of this equation, because I didn't know then, when I was younger, that He had His hands on me, but I know now, because like I said, my story is very, very hard for a young girl.
You tell
But
them, not to cut you off, but tell them about, like, you were actually on the street at a certain age.
yeah, I was on the streets for a long time. Oh my God, I think I was early teens, going into after I had Chriselle. No, before.
Yeah, 12 before you
12,
had me.
12 before I had Chriselle. I was on the street because it wasn't a happy situation at home, and I don't care if some of my family members listen to this, because they wasn't in that
It's
house,
the tea.
and they weren't in that house. I know what I endured, and I know what I was going through. So I ran away many of times. But with that being said, that is in my past. It's still, if I went through it again, if I had to do it all over again, I'll go through it that same
My Lord.
right. Because I am the woman that I am, that you see me sitting here today. So my takeaway is no matter what, no matter how many times life knock you down, you get back up and you keep moving. And you install it, you mothers, you install it in your kids. I did not take, she can tell you now, they couldn't come to me with a pity party. I'll tell them now. Even though it sounded cruel.
Sometimes she be harsh, y'all.
Yeah, I'm very harsh. Look, I don't want to hear that. Let's get it solved. I don't want to hear that pity. That's a pity party. Let's get it solved. You think how to get it solved. You don't let it break you. So again, that's my takeaway. You fall, you get back up. You love yourself, you love your kids, and you love God. And you will make it through anything.
That's right. That's
Beautiful.
That's the total package right
That's
there.
the total package right there.
That's right.
That was an amazing takeaway, y'all. This was a good show.
It was.
It was a good
I wish
show.
my mom could have
celebrating
been
your
here,
mom.
but
no, we
she
gonna
could-
have her on
she
here.
could come on another day.
Yeah, we gonna have
she
her
about
on
to
here.
get a summer break. This is her first summer break,
Yeah.
y'all. She excited.
Yeah. Mama Seal, we gonna have you on here.
She gonna be
we gonna
on
have
here.
you on here.
And,
Well, thank
it'll
y'all.
be
Thank
good.
y'all for tuning into
Yes.
Red Lip Talk podcast, and we make sure you tag, share, and invite it with somebody today. And check out Heavenly Hands, check out Sona
Transportation.
check out Spice Divas Beauty Bar.
Go
We
to
thank
Red Lip
y'all.
Talk website.
Yes.
Become a sponsor.
Yes.
Okay.
On
Make
New Orleans Talk
on
Network.
New Orleans Talk Network.
Yes.
Or make a donation and support the cause.
Yes. If you like what you're
Thank
hearing, you like what you're viewing,
I gotta make a
please make a donation on our website. That's what keeps it going. Help us with these production guys we got behind the scenes.
That's
you know?
right. They're doing some amazing
They're
things.
doing some amazing
Yes,
things.
they are.
Bring the network forward. And
Yes,
so, we
yes.
want to help them reach their goals.
Yes.
So, look, be a part of New Orleans Talk Network, and Red Lip Talk
And
Podcast.
Red Lip Talk Podcast. We love you. We'll see you next time.
Red
We
Lip Talk Podcast.
Mwah. She already knows what to do.
Yeah, she
Mwah.
ready. Sona's charm. Red Lip Talk. Red Lip Talk.
Girl, come sit with us and sip some tea.
Red Lip Talk.
Girl, come sit with us and sip some tea.
Red Lip Talk.
It's your girl Sona's Charm.
And this your girl Spice Divas, the marketing diva.
We want y'all to tune into the premiere of the Red Lip Talk podcast.
Every Monday at 1 p.m. Central Time, we're going to have new topics, new guests, new businesses.
Tune in to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Red Lip Talk Podcast. Wow.